Spent the last 30 minutes looking at over the board profiles of athletes I knew since I moved to St. Louis. Some were rated 16, 1700 when I moved here, and they're just now getting to 1900. Some were closer to a beginner like I was, and they're in that same range. Trying to see how many games they've played, if they've traveled. So if I say they're playing an open in Pennsylvania and Missouri and Illinois, parents probably have some money taking it more seriously. I assume there might not be quite as much talent necessary to improve when you're having that type of opportunity. But just getting a feel for about how much abuse it takes before they get to 1800, 2000, etc. And I'm right on track, if not a little bit ahead of a lot of them, considering I was working while they were doing nothing but chess. I'm going to get my Blitz to 2200, probably not on this stream. I'm going to be very quick and intense, because otherwise I get sucked into the computer and I downward spiral 500 rating points. But at the end of the day, the goal and the golden standard of how good one actually is not online. And Kramnik could say I cheated anyway, so fuck it, right? I'm going to start playing a few unrated games to warm up, just to make sure I'm not in a spirally mood. You're kidding me. Thank you. Nothing there. I should have taken it. That's why you don't commit these pawns. Otherwise, it'd be very, very hard to play. Doesn't matter. So the rook is a possibility. I get it. Except I can't take it. Shit. That was a mistake by you. Taking too slow here. Shit, you bastard. It needs to go in the first place, fine. Yeah, that's what I said when the game was happening. Now you gave me some hope. Okay. Let's respond to our daily challenges. Not just rush into rated chess. I'm tempted to just go ahead and do that now. It's going to be a pain in my ass. But I shouldn't. Yeah, you probably should. Need some protection here. I don't think that was a good move at all. So if you go here, well, hold up. If I go there, then you go there, then I can go over. And then when you slide, just letting you add pressure. So that can't be right because you'll just kill me. That doesn't do me any good. I almost feel like now I can get away with this. Because that would give me the option. So what you're going to do now, you bastard, is you're going to check me. And I can't run this way because then you won my rook for free. So I can slide here, which actually wouldn't be that bad. I'm oddly safer there, I think. This would be an interesting one to look at. No, because then you will get me. That's why you keep your king safe, kids. You do stupid shit with your king. Then if you want to take, it's going to get really uncomfortable. Boom, boom. And I have 1, 2, 3. Screw it. Okay. And that's going to just be a nice target. Okay. Interesting. Fine, I'll move back. Have at it. Move back here. If I can get that pawn, you gotta try to go here. Right. It's not the best move. one. It's helpful. Okay. Shit. Ah. So I should take that pawn so I can get that pawn? Maybe. Good news is if this pawn moves, there's no discoveries that really matter. Probably an important move by black, but you can't spend this much time. I mean, I'd push d5 before I wasted my whole fucking clock. Like a moron. Your dark bishop can at least see something. Yeah, good God. Child. You see how I'm going to make a quick move? Yeah, fine. Ah. Can't do what I just did there. Cannot do that. But I might survive because the opponent wastes the entire clock. Maybe. It's pretty bad. It's pretty freaking bad. Well, thank God for you. And that is why you want to not waste all your clock. And this is where I'm not even looking at my clock. No need to anymore. Yep. You glance at your clock, you only have 6 seconds left. You're wasting more time glancing. It'd be better just make moves. Okay, go back. Fine. Nah. Would you just take a pawn? That's a pretty important move I'd like to think about a little bit. But I'm not very good at managing my clock in Blitz yet. Which is scary because I've gotten to this level by just fucking around. Stop consolidating. What is that nonsense? You're garbage, man. I've told many enemies this. Are you want to open a file? You better give me a pawn before you did. Yeah. What just happened? What just happened? Son of a bitch! Focus! Think! God damn it! Okay, so I'll block that. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Not a problem. Asshole. So I'm not very competitive. At least I haven't found things in my past that I really cared enough to be competitive about. So I have to talk some shit. Give me that psychological edge a little bit. All the opponent names. You might be a saint. You might be a missionary, risking your life in the most dangerous parts of the universe to help folks. Not my problem, asshole. Huh? Okay. That's fine. So I'll check you now, and you'll be sad about it. Okay. Sure. Seems like an awful decision. Fucking think. Jeez. This bitch. Seems silly. Yeah. Oh no! No! Gosh. Damn it. Your king safe. Okay, thanks. These people aren't very good. Okay, if nothing changes, which you'll probably castle. Okay. That wasn't a good move, I don't think. I don't really know how it could be. Yeah. Doesn't come with check. Not that it matters. That pawn's kind of annoying for you, isn't it? So nothing changes, or you try to. I don't know what you would do. I would just go here. No, I wouldn't, because then you'd mate me. That'd be a bad idea. So I can give that bishop up and I can take that bishop, but you should fix that at this level. Even something like bishop e6 might even be the best move. Okay, or you can just lose. If you want. Because if you take, I'm here first, I believe. And if you don't do something about your queen, I discover. I win. All right, chess newbie, you made it to 2,000 pretty quickly. One second. This is why online is a scam. I'll never touch what Neiman calls the mafia because I've met people, met athletes, some very strong, some not. But either way, definitely not grandmasters making a living, working their asses off. They either don't have the personality or they don't have the interest to put themselves in the spotlight, so they're making no money and they're grinding over the board. They're a million times better than me, so they're 10 trillion times better than a lot of the streamers they're trying to use to grow chess. I don't respect this shit. I don't respect any. Well, I shouldn't say like as human beings. I'm not gonna try to take away their rights and shit. They're still people, still have families that love them. But until you're 2,200, and I'm not 2,200, 2,200 online in any time control. I don't even care which one. A time control online, 2,200, and or 1,800 over the board. Also any time control, blitz, regular, whatever, quick. But until then, you're not a real chess athlete. You can have potential, but you're garbage. You're just absolute trash. And I can get away with saying that because I'm not there either. But to make thumbnails about Tyler One and stuff, man, he really is trash. I think he knows it deep down. Then I'll leave it, then I'll slide, then I'll take if you ever take it. No, you didn't want to do that. Eliminates this. If you go here, I'm not sure what I'll do. But right now, okay. Fine. Let's get our queen out of harm's way first. Because why wouldn't we? Nobody likes you? My rook is most likely not going to leave the back rank. Fine. We give our king a left here in a second. Let that come all the way down. Unless you want to use that rook to try to help, which would allow me to promote my pawns into lose chess battle. I can't go there, of course. Chess newbie's fucked. Teaching chess newbie, or there are levels chess newbie. Chess at newbie. Okay, I'll take the pawn, sure, and I'll go right back to where I came. Right back to where I came from, but I'll give you this check first, and now I'll go right back. And how about now? Whoop. Watch me show off. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't be showing off, Dayton. Bad things happen when you show off, man. Well, makes for great content sometimes. Back over 2100. What are you doing? You do need to be smart, not at my level. Because if a grandmaster, knock on wood, and grandmasters know I respect them a lot. If of those who I've talked to that know my chess level and know I'm not an asshole, or at least I'm not being an asshole, but I respect grandmasters. I respect beekeepers. Like that's one of the biggest changes in me after COVID. Like corporate has its pros and cons. What I liked about my job in corporate was a lot of the components of chess. Kind of why I got into chess. I could learn. I could try new things. And I didn't want to promote, at least not at that time in that department, because I couldn't do the things I wanted to do anymore. And it was cruel because in America, a lot of foreign workers in tech don't have to. So why do I? Why can't I wait till COVID and then possibly try to promote elsewhere? I'm not going to give it all I got in that department. That's illegal. And it's disrespectful to America. It really is. Google H1B. But chess, it's learning. It's everything that I liked about systems without the bad. And if somebody throws their queen away, again, at my level, a grandmaster, I'm going to beat a grandmaster if he or she has no queen. A queen is significant. But when you're like 1500 on chess.com, you would not be able to beat a grandmaster, even if he or she were queenless. So if someone throws your queen like that and it's really fast and really confident in speed chess, you might, before you start laughing like I did, worry or consider they are practicing. They're trying new things. Maybe they're a streamer and they want to show off for content and play without a queen. So, oh no, this idiot gave away the queen. And now you're about to get wrecked by the 100th best player in the world. Take it seriously. Stream my games to make sure I'm not developing bad habits here. How many did I play just now? 4? Yeah, okay. So you said, I think I called that out or no, that wasn't what I called out. There's one I called out like shit as soon as I made it. I think it was before. At some point I felt like, yeah, that was probably it. Well, oh, maybe that's what I was seeing. Boom. No, I'd have that defended. Oh, and then that would probably discover? No, because I would see. I don't know. I saw something there when I was playing. I said, oh, shit. And that's when I definitely said, oh shit. So that's even when I play like garbage, I'm in the games against these people. They're just not very good. And I didn't trouble. Chuck didn't see this coming. That's the one I just looked at. That's me, hoes. So I played 6, I think. Yeah. And I was calling this person out for not using his or her time very well. That doesn't mean you just do whatever you want because you have time advantage. It ended up working out for me fine. Because even if you're, let's say, a piece up, if you have that much of a time disadvantage, even now, there's a lot on the board. Checkmate's probably not going to happen. If I had a piece less, that 2 seconds might even be better to have. Because you got to make sure you don't lose a piece. And you did. Lazy. That's why I'm going to start playing an unrated or 2 before I stream. Because I just want to trade pieces and get it over with. Because that's what devices make our brains do. Just rush. Just another game for rushing. Okay, so back over 2100. What would be best for my life in every aspect of my life? Financial, mental health, friendships, dating, every single aspect of my life is if I would leave this alone until 2026 and then go from 2100 to 2200 to kick off the new year. And then I would have plenty of time to focus on over the board, November, December. Hopefully get my over the board rating to 1800. Which 1800, and I've talked to people about this. I've talked to grandmasters, I've talked to amateurs. I've thought about it, I've read about it, I've heard about the Polgar sisters, listened to interviews. 1800 over the board, which if you ask me, I'd say it's 2200 online. That is the rating, I'm sure, an adult with no experience as a kid. 1800 is the number. What up, Anon? Keep at it if you like it. You should be a motivational speaker. Are you related to Tony Robbins? Or are you Akon? You forgot to put a K in your name. If you're looking for me, I'll be on the block with my possibly sitting on drop now. Cause I'm a rider. Hey, I'm just a soul survivor. Everybody know the game don't stop. Trying to make it to the top or you'll get popped now. I didn't actually know that was the song with him and Young Jeezy where I realized Akon's kind of a thug, which is stupid of me. I was just a naive white kid. But I'd heard songs like Don't Matter. But when I thought about it, Akon says convict at the beginning of every song. Convict music. And thug. Beautiful. You're so beautiful. I know a lot of Akon songs. I want to make up right now, now. I can't lie. I miss you much. Every day that goes by, I miss you much. Cause you are the apple of my eye. I miss you much. You back, I'm gonna try. I can't lie. Miss you much. I wanna make up right now, now. And I know mistakes were made between us two. And we showed our ass that night, even said some things weren't true. Rubbing on that Italian leather with convict jeans on. I see police on a crooked eye, doing 100 on Interstate 95. I shorty leaning, blasting that do or die, wishing that a motherfucker would, cause I'm certified. Got a system that'll beat and knock you all off. Sitting on the roof already saw ya. Ain't too much to put a strain on me. That's the reason why I had to go and put the blame on me. I'd rather watch them dollar bills rain on me than to let them haters come and make a name off me. That's why I get it into the sunrise, doing 90 in a 65. Windows rolled down, screaming, hey, 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 I'm so paid. Number one hustler getting money. Why you wanna count my money? Blame it on me. Anyway, before Anon got me started on this Akon musical rant, I was saying 1800 over the board. I'm sure after a lot of thought and listening, that is the rating an adult with no experience as a kid could absolutely get to, as long as he or she is semi-intelligent. 1800, that's possible. I'm sorry for the times that I left you. I do this every day. I'm sorry for the times that I left you home. I was on the road and you were alone. I'm sorry for the times that I had to go. I'm sorry for the fact that I did not know you were sitting home just wishing we could go back to when it was just you and me. I'm sorry for the times that I would neglect. I'm sorry for the times that I disrespect. I'm sorry for the wrong things that I've done. I'm sorry I'm not always there for my sons. I'm sorry for the fact that I'm not aware. You can't sleep at night when I am not there, 'cause I'm in the streets like every day. Sorry for the things that I did not say, like how you are the best thing in my world. So I'm so proud to call you my girl. Oh man, my chords just switched up on me. What's going on here? What's happening? Quit telling me I got hacked. We're all going to get hacked. Stockholders care about speed. Speed makes money, not cybersecurity. Suspicious. Everything's suspicious. It's the internet. God damn it. Stop. I don't want protection. That's not something men should say very often. Anyway. Should we? Because I'm in the streets every day. You, my girl. I understand that there's some problems, and I'm not too blind to know all the pain you kept inside you, even though you might not show. If I can't apologize for being wrong, then it's just a shame on me. I'll be the reason for your pain. You can put the blame on me. 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 You can put the blame on me, on me. You can put the blame on me. You can put the blame on me, on me. You can put the blame on me. You can put the blame on me. I'm sorry for the things that he put you through, and all the times you didn't know what to do. I'm sorry that you had to go and sell those bags. Try to stay busy till you heard from dad. When you're home with all your friends, it's one big family with love and bliss. And even though Pops treated us like kings, you got a second wife and you didn't agree. He got up and left you there all alone. Sorry that you had to do it on your own. To your grief, sorry that your son was once a thief. Sorry that I grew up way too fast. Wish I would've listened and not so bad. Sorry that your life turned out this way. Sorry that the feds came and took me away. I understand that there's some problems, and I'm not too blind to know all the pain you kept inside you, even though you might not show. He's sorry for a lot of stuff. But it don't matter, no, 'cause I got you. Got every right to wanna leave, you got every right to wanna go, to hit the road and never talk to. Nobody wanna see us together, but it don't matter, no, 'cause I got you, babe. 'Cause we gon' fight, oh yes we gon' fight. Fight for our right to love, yeah. Nobody wanna see us together, but it don't matter, no, 'cause I got you, babe. Nobody wanna see us together, nobody thought we'd last forever. I feel I'm hoping and praying things between us don't get better. Men steady coming after you, women steady coming after me. Seems like everybody wanna go for self and don't wanna respect boundaries. Telling you all those lies just to get on your side. But I must admit there was a couple secrets I held inside. Just know that I tried to always apologize, and I'ma have you first always in my heart to keep you satisfied. All right. Anon, thank you for getting me on my tangent for the day. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Oh, I am for real. Anon just a huge distraction to my chess progress. I never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize a million times. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Oh, I am for real. Fine, Anon. Sounds like Andre 3000. Yeah, it's Outcast. Oh, half step down. I don't do that. Sorry, Miss Jackson. Oh, I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize a trillion times. Sorry, Miss Jackson. Oh, I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter. I don't even remember the rap. I know the chorus. Sorry, I couldn't help you there. Anon. Can't find good chords without changing the tuning of my guitar, and I won't do that. Yeah, that might work. Chordify probably work. This is why I couldn't be a streamer. There's so many record points. Keep it quiet so YouTube doesn't copyright the video. B7. Okay. Oh, it's flat. Oh, I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize a trillion times. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize a trillion times. You're welcome, Anon. Please subscribe, like, and comment. You play chess, Anon? Play chess, buddy? And that reminds me, we adopted a new member into our chess army. I don't forget Matt's user ID. Ideal cards with him. Speaking of chess. Yeah, it's him. I think Matt's going to be one of the Legion leaders for my chess army. Just talking to him, he seems like he's the type to figure it out. So welcome, Matt, to the chess army. If I get him on a stream, we'll do a deeper dive into Matt's background and why I believe Matt can become very competent. Well, welcome to a chess channel, buddy. What's wrong with you? Welcome to a chess YouTube channel. Get lost? Should I redirect you to mindless stupidity or politics? My content is quality. You're missing out. I'm good. Depends on your rating. I got my chess stress ball, so I can take it to work and try to not play online chess on my breaks. I'll just squeeze it so my hands are occupied. Downward spiral my rating because I think I'm above a 2200 Blitz player if I would just quit fucking playing all night and sleep. Last point before I get off. Mental health is a serious thing. Asking for help and then discussing the subject on TikTok got me banned. So I'm done showing any emotion, or at least, I mean, that's not going to work, but I'm done advocating in any fucking way. It's not worth it. I don't know what happened to Daniel Naroditsky. I'm not in that circle. I think that I don't really want to be. You don't accuse people without evidence. You can be competitive. You can try to break your opponents by beating them in whatever arena you're playing in. All right, thanks. Anon, would you like to be my agent? Certainly opinionated for someone that's not even into the content I create. But that is where you go from competitive to just being a monster. In my case, from corporate America. You're going to show that even if you're breaking the law, you're a team, whatever. Go up my mom, I can't be trusted. My alternative as a young man was to break the law during COVID lockdown. And for 60-year-olds, when they're taken care of, they had their pensions. Well, it's because we worked hard for it. Now you came up at a time when there was no AI. There was proper amounts of immigration, not just replacing American workers in tech with a bunch of H-1B visa holders. It's not the same, and they want it to be the same, and they want my generation to just accept them. You watch my content or not, Anon? And I created a ticket. I followed the processes. They wanted my mother, which even if I were bad or were what they wanted me to be, they don't have a union, so I can literally, they can make me whatever they want me to be. To go at a young man's mother is so far across the line. On and off for like 2 years. I haven't created much in the last 2 years, buddy. Thanks though. Appreciate the support. And that's how I view what Kramnik did to Daniel Naroditsky, what chess.com did to Hans Niemann, which they're the exact same thing, by the way. The exact same thing was done to Hans Niemann. There is no difference aside from Hans Niemann. Most would find him a little bit less likable than Daniel. And Hans Niemann is more of a threat in classical chess. Those are the only differences. Don't tell me otherwise. Those are the only differences between how Daniel Naroditsky was treated, which led to his, or, I mean, you never know what someone's going through. So I will say added to his stress or was the sole cause. You did the exact same thing to Hans Niemann. So for you to talk about Daniel, and you can talk about how great he was and how kind he was, but to get involved, and I don't know if they have, in judging Kramnik or criticizing how Naroditsky was treated, you did the exact same thing to Niemann. And yeah, I get it. Hans Niemann, as a kid, possibly cheated. I get what you're saying. You're just as shitty as Kramnik. You're just as shitty. Really. Chess.com. What has behind closed doors? Not everyone's in those meetings. We're good people. Go fuck yourselves. You might be good people, but you're just as bad as Kramnik in this instance. So I don't know that I want anything to do with it. I'm going to get to 1800 over the board, and I've already talked to my family. I wish I wouldn't have got a dog if I would have known how my life from corporate what it's going to turn out. I wouldn't have got a dog, and it's very difficult to be in a big city, play chess and music with a dog, because music is loud, chess is quiet. Nova can't do either of those two extremes. So I'm going to get to 1800. I'm going to probably move back home just for a short stint, and then we'll see what I want to do. But the chess stuff, I don't want anything to do with it right now. That's absolutely stupid. And of course, like everything, the majority of people are kind, helpful. I know the people at St. Louis, especially the staff, they're very good. But my concern with the chess community is not that there aren't overwhelmingly good people. It's the loudmouths, the call it outers, that man didn't accept my draw immediately. He must be a misogynist. And I took screenshots of this, and they're still on social media. That's part of why I act the way I do on social media when speaking about chess on LinkedIn and other places. He just doesn't stop talking. Well, if you met me in person, of course, I could shut up and be calm. I'm introverted, so if I keep talking, I might, like if I stop talking, I'm the type that I'll just quit all of this. So if I keep going, at least I have some momentum, I guess. And that's exactly what some of those older women sound like. I'm exactly what you sound like, especially when I try to be. I yell, I scream about stupid shit. That's exactly what you do to men on social media. Exactly. Talk about how you don't feel welcome. That's exactly what I'm saying. You're doing the exact same thing people did to you, but to someone like me instead of the men like Kramnik. I don't know if Kramnik is sexist or not, but you don't take it out on them. You take it out on newcomers, and you make me feel as unwelcome and unsafe as you did. What the fuck is wrong with you? And that's the concern with smart people. And I don't know that I'd want to be associated with too many people like myself. I do think I'm pretty intelligent because you got a little too much pride. And I try to be aware and I try to tone it down. But when I win a game of chess, especially against like a 1700 rated player or high 1600s, I'm like, hey, you've been playing since you were 5 in my head. And then I calm down. I'm like, shut up, Dayton. They tried really hard and he might be taking a break. And then I'm a decent person, but my ego, I can feel it. And that's how I think a lot of those women that call it out and just go after men are. You don't have any evidence a woman can be as good as a man. You have zero evidence. You have the Polgar sisters. And even they didn't compete with the very best men super, super consistently. And right now, there is not a single female within 100 rating points of the tier 2 of men. Not a single one. That is within 100 rating points of Hans Niemann. And Hans Niemann versus Hikaru, and especially Magnus Carlsen, Caruana, those are different caliber of athletes, Niemann to them. And it's a much bigger drop-off from Niemann to the very best women in the world right now than it is from Carlsen to Niemann. Carlsen to Niemann, and then Niemann to the best women. Not even close. And I get you can make arguments about opportunity. And if you change certain things in the system, especially in American chess, you would have women at the top. You can make that argument, but a much better argument would be to get one single woman, in spite of all the adversity and possible sexism in some countries, to get one single woman near Hans Niemann's level. Because I strongly believe, even if men were deprived of opportunities, take the best men, someone like Richard Rapport, who's just really, really, really elite, but he's not tier 1, I guess. I have to think that even if he got no help, but he still had the persistence, and as he got better, people said, fine, we'll help him a little bit. We'll at least invite him to things. And women, at least in America, have access to tournaments. Shoot, Carissa Yip got paid to live in St. Louis and train and compete against grandmasters. But I think Richard Rapport would still have been 2,700 or high 2,600s. And the fact that not a single woman has been able to overcome that adversity and be in the top 20 in the world, I have to think they're probably not going to. I don't care to change my mind, but whether they do or not, I don't care if women get good or are better than men. I care that there are call it out pages going after men in all industries. And instead of trying to get a woman into the top tier, you're complaining about everything. And you're taking out on specific men who might be trying to find a wife, might be going through a hard time, like Daniel Naroditsky, might be sitting there with a fucking pill bottle at night. Man, I wasn't going to get out of bed, and my mom died last week, but I made it to the chess club, and I feel good about myself, even though I lost. I'm so glad I did. But then they go right back to that state, and then, oh, that woman that I thought was nice to me, oh, she called it out on Instagram and said I'm a cheater and said I hate women because I was happy that I won. I was happy that I won because I was going to kill myself last night, and I finally did something right with my life. And now I'm just a sexist cheater who, and you're no better than the men who did it to you, ladies. No better. And I talk like this now for several reasons. One, I mean, Tyler won. A lot of other people got their ass kissed. They're no good at chess. You want people who say what they're supposed to, but you don't actually want them to get good. And that's so fake. I don't want to waste my time moving pieces around just to get good enough. And you say, I'm good enough, now stop or we're going to torture. I worked in corporate tech. I'm not doing that again. And also, I need to find out if I can defend myself. At 1800, USCF chess is going to put it in writing that unless I'm charged for a crime and convicted, they cannot punish me with some ethics committee. Or if 40-year-old bitter women start calling it out, saying I did something with no evidence, that gets deleted. That's not happening. Better when I'm 31 to find out that you're going to bow down to all that stupid stuff than when I'm 37 and I've actually put the work in to become a master. So I talk about that stuff now. I don't care. Because what was done in Naroditsky is beyond cruel. It's completely unnecessary. And chess, I guess, teaches us to deal with it. You know, bad luck, bad move, you got to move on. Well, Naroditsky didn't move on. And from what I've heard, he was pretty nice, pretty hardworking, pretty perseverant, and smarter than I am, I'm sure. And he just died. So just move on. It's in the past. No, you need to punish. You need to make examples. And I'll stop talking obnoxiously when some of those women stop talking obnoxiously. Because most of them, you know, Carissa, like I said, Carissa Yip doesn't talk shit on men that I've seen. She's too busy playing chess. And I would be too busy playing chess if I were good enough or started young enough to where I could be that strong and possibly make a living. But I can't, so I run my mouth on social media. But Carissa Yip doesn't run her mouth. She's too busy playing. Susan Polgar, I saw when the Hans Niemann thing happened. I followed her on Facebook. And, you know, I think she wants eyeballs to chess, and it rubbed me the wrong way. Look, what's going to happen with this? She knows Niemann didn't cheat over the board, so don't ag that on. And she wants attention to the sport. But overall, especially when she was playing, even though she dealt with more misogyny, she was too busy preparing to run her mouth or say that guy took too long to accept a draw. The ones that matter aren't the ones bitching on social media. But unfortunately, these days, all it takes is a few women to bitch on social media to ruin a man's life. And I want no part of it. Why would I work my entire life if someone like Kramnik can just say I cheated? You do more for your sport to go after someone like him one time than for people like me, you know, just agitate us. Just say someone cheated, and that's beyond competitive. That is inappropriate. I don't care if you're Magnus Carlsen, me, or someone lesser. That seems to be what it is. And lastly, you know, it's went on long enough to where I've been in St. Louis. I like dealing cards. I've made it work for myself. Showed up to the tournaments tired. If I did partner with any chess people, like there's more to life than how we are perceived. But how would that make me look? You kissed everyone's ass but me, and I'm actually working hard to get better. I'm actually about it. They're just either in it for some views on their streams, or they're Tyler won and they're no good. They're just running their mouths. I'm actually into it. And now I've watched you kiss everyone else's ass, that I'll just play chess until I'm 1800 and probably quit. Let's be kind, and never accuse anyone without evidence under any circumstance. If we find out someone did and we're responsible for the sport or that company, even if it's going to make us look bad, it might make you look a lot worse down the road if you didn't fix it. Don't just say we'll get it next time, because then it keeps happening and happening again until people like Daniel, who are much kinder and better for your sport. Daniel Naroditsky would grow chess 1,000,000 times better than Carlsen would. 1,000,000 times. He's much more relatable. Many people compliment his teaching. He's not, I mean, you got to crush people, you got to crush your opponents, but don't think you're better than me. That's my issue. Some of those people crush the enemy, crush the enemy. Daniel would have said that, to crush your enemy. That's what he's teaching you to do. But what people like Daniel meant is crush them on the chessboard. And I really think some even influential people in chess can't just stop there. Their brains are too much like mine, I guess. I have to continue. I want you to suffer. I want Hans Niemann. I want his mom to get calls about him cheating. I want him to not get invites. It's not good enough to beat him on the board. I have to crush you in every single fucking way. And that's too much. I want nothing to do with it. All right. Let me go work and try to avoid online chess because I'm somewhat addicted. Sitting in a phone booth and in a lot of cases taking stuff to keep me awake because I have a dog and I didn't have any opportunities or connections to chess when I moved here. And then to see Daniel, who was the #1 teacher and the first person that made chess seem doable, I watched during COVID lockdown. To see him just fucking die, I'm never going to be as good as him, for sure. And so what am I doing with my time? That's where I'm at mentally right now. But life is perfect. Hope yours is too. Bye.